Hello, hello. Happy to be connecting again with all of you. And I just want to start by a quick thanks, a big thanks to all of you who are tuning in regularly. I'm loving it. And also to those that catch the replay and let me know. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. So please comment, share. I do go back and watch, not watch, listen or read your insights, your comments. And I love my personal messages you send me. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Super big thanks and uber grateful. So, and also just let you know, it totally inspires me, right? Not that I'm already inspired, but you inspire me that much more to continue to show up and serve. Okay, so let's dive in. So I always say we've got a juicy topic, but this one is super juicy. So we're gonna dive right in. So if you are here, please let me know you're here, say hello. So I'm not just talking to myself. So we're going to dive in. So we're going to be chatting about one of the most powerful universal laws that really explain how our thoughts turn into things. So, and if you don't like what you're getting in your results, if you don't like what your thoughts are turning into, how do we use this law to change it? Okay, so how do thoughts turn into things? And I know some of you are kind of, you're aware of some of this stuff, but like, let's just, where does the rubber meet the road? That's what I want to dive into. So let's just talk about what are universal laws. There are 7 universal laws, and these laws govern the universe. They're absolute laws, they're creative laws. If you Google, you're going to see like 12 laws, 14 laws, 20 some odd laws. There's unforgotten laws. There's others laws for sure, but these are the ones that govern everything. They govern the universe. So they're absolute. So the other ones are subsidiaries. So it's really important to understand these laws so you can start working with them, because most of us don't even realize they're there. And when we're not working with them, we're violating them. Most of us do that. I know it sounds kind of like, we're violating the laws, but we're violating universal laws all the time, not realizing it and actually creating unnecessary drama. So when you understand the laws, they're like cheat sheets to your life, right? I love using the example of the law of gravity. It's not a universal law, but it is a law. And it's, I use the example of like if you were to hold an egg in your hand, right? You hold an egg in your hand and you just let go of the egg in your hand, of course it's going to drop to the ground. Well, if you didn't understand that law, you'd keep, picking up things and then releasing them, and they'd keep falling and breaking. And you'd go, like, why does that keep happening? And there's this unnecessary drama. And then you tell your friends, oh my God, you wouldn't believe it. I kept dropping things and they'd be smashing on the ground. I mean, I'm being a little facetious, but it's because we don't understand that law. But we understand the law of gravity. We don't even think about it. It's just there all the time. And so when you understand these laws and you know how to work with them, not violate them, you'll stop wasting your time and getting upset and breaking eggs, right? You won't be ignorant. I say that with uber amounts of love, but we won't be ignorant to that fact. So let's jump in. So we've all heard that thoughts turn into things, right? So ask yourself this question. Do you ever wonder how your thoughts turn into things? How do your thoughts really turn into things? Because we understand that concept. And if you don't like what your thoughts are turning into, how do you change those thoughts so you get different results? Basically, what we're talking about there in the latter part is overriding our subconscious programming. So let's break it down. So we're talking about the law of perpetual transmutation of energy. Don't worry, it's a mouthful. I almost got caught up on it, but it's the law of perpetual transmutation of energy. So let's break it down. Perpetual, meaning energy is constantly moving everywhere all the time, never ending, never still. It's continually transmutating, meaning moving, transmutating all the time, everywhere in the universe, and also in and through us. So the question is, what are you transmuting, right? I know it sounds kind of like, what are you transmuting? But if most of us don't even know the law exists, so how do we even know how it's impacting us or how we can use to our advantage, right? So if we are experiencing fear, lack, scarcity, anxiety, doubt, anything that doesn't really serve us, right? Or abundance, joy, love, gratitude, all the juicier stuff, right? All of that is creation. We create it all, right? So it's really wise to understand, learn what we're consciously, well, unconsciously or consciously transmuting, right? What are we moving? What energy, how are we moving this energy? So transmutation is just that. It's energy. It's always moving, constantly moving through one form to another. Energy, you've heard probably, energy is never created or destroyed, never at rest. It's transmuting through form to physical form and back into energy. So if you use the example of water, we're going to get to our thoughts in a sec, but just giving you a overview. Again, this is the law of transmutation, perpetual transmutation of energy. So if you're talking about how this law works with things like, let's use the example of water. If you think of water, when you boil it, it goes from water to steam, right? And then if you take the same water back to water form, if you put it in the freezer, it turns to ice. So it's always changing form. It keeps moving from one form to another. So that's the law of perpetual transmutation of energy. And this is the law that explains how our thoughts turn into things. So I'm going to break that down. So by definition, the law of perpetual transmutation of energy, I'm just going to give you the definition, states that all energy is constantly moving from non-form through a form and back into form. Okay? So perpetual transmutation of energy states all energy is constantly moving from non-form, right? The invisible energy, even like thought form, through a form, such as ourselves, and into form and back to non-form again. So without getting too complex, if you think of nature, right? Trees, flowers, plants, even material stuff, house, car, desks, like even ourselves, it all applies, everything, all energy in the universe. So if you think of, if you look around right now, everything, you've probably heard this, everything starts from a thought, right? Look at everything around you, right? Your mouse, my glasses, my scissors, the iPhone, right? Everything starts with a thought. So let's apply this law to ourselves. And this is what I want to really focus on now, from laying the foundation, is like, how do we apply this law? How do thoughts turn into things? How does that affect us? So if you think about us, people, human beings, energy, the non-form energy is always coming in and will take the energy that we have going on in our mind. Tune in, lean in. So the non-energy, like thought form, it will come in and take the energy that we have going on in our subconscious mind. Right? So the subconscious mind is always telling the conscious mind how to think or feel or what actions to take. So if you think of something comes in, right? And we're maybe you've got some fear going on, or some doubt, or some stress or worry. Whatever's coming in, the energy is going to take that form. So that's where we've got to be really mindful. What are we perpetually thinking about? So if I gave the example, if I had all of us in a room, let's just say there's 20 of us in a room, and I say, hey, everybody, I've got this amazing opportunity. It's the exact same opportunity for all of you, but all 20 of you have a different opinion. Someone says, wow, that's great, Janine. That's an amazing opportunity. I'm in. Someone else goes, that's a dumb idea. Someone goes, well, my parents did that. I remember when I was really little. That's dangerous, right? And everyone's got their different slants, because the opportunity comes in, like I'm talking to you, the thought, the idea comes in, and your subconscious is going to tell you what to think. Bad, dangerous, good, expensive, cheap. Right? All these different wide varieties. So I don't know what is truth, right? So it's the same idea, just like the non-form energy that comes into what is to be a tulip won't turn into a rose, right? The same non-form energy that comes in to be a pineapple isn't going to turn into a coconut, right? Because the energy that it's moving into is the form it's going to take, a pineapple or a tulip or a rose or a coconut, right? So same thing. Our subconscious mind is what it's going to take form of, because that's what's being held. So if we're holding negative thoughts, right? Not good enough, doubt, fear, lack, whatever it might, we do this in images, right? This is in images. The non-form energy comes in and turns our thoughts, our images into things. And then we see it in our results. Again, it comes in, we think in thoughts, we think in images. The non-form energy comes in and turns our thoughts, these images, into things. So we end up seeing them in our results. So this is how thoughts turn into things. So if we're thinking and we have the image in our mind, I never have enough money, everything's so expensive, I don't have enough money in my bank. If that's what we're continually holding, the non-form energy comes in and takes on that image, and we see it in our results. We manifest it in our reality. If you're always thinking relationships are hard, or all the good ones are taken, relationships are hard, right? So we're holding that in our subconscious mind. Well, whether we're aware of it or not, we could be even aware of it, but quite often it's unconscious. The non-form energy comes in and takes on that thought, that image. And again, we see it manifested in our results. That's how thoughts become things. So makes you really think, right? What thoughts, what images am I really holding? What am I really transmuting, right? What am I transmuting over and over and over and over? That's the perpetual part. What is that for me, right? And a good way to know is by looking at your results, right? If you've got, abundance of whatever it is, you're probably thinking abundant thoughts and you're holding abundant images in your mind. If it's negative, you want to make this absolute top priority. Again, easy to do, easy not to do. So again, the energy that moves to and through us will take on what our subconscious mind has going on, how we've been programmed. I'm not going to get into those details, but typically between 0 and 7 is when most of our programming is taking place. Our conscious mind isn't developed between the ages of 0 and 7. So we take our subconscious programming. We've been conditioned basically, and that's what our subconscious programming is. That's what our subconscious mind is. So it's typically mostly unconscious. So we want to make it conscious. What are you thinking, right? What are you continually thinking? So I'm talking a mile a minute here. So let me know if you're with me. This is making sense. Let me just check the comments here. Hello. Yeah, ask me any questions. I will absolutely come back to you. So the $1 million question is, how do I override my negative thoughts? Like, which is the subconscious programming. How do I override that? If I look at my results, I don't like what it is, Janine, like, how do I change those thoughts? How do we change those thoughts? And we're going to end it there. No, just kidding. So we hold our images, our thoughts in images. So how do we change the images that you're holding? What you want to do is apply this law, the law of perpetual transmutation of energy, in your favor. So you want to impress upon your mind a new image. You want to hold a new image of what you do want to transmute onto the subconscious mind over and over and over and over. That's the perpetual part. So you're taking that law and now you're putting it in your favor to work in your favor. So no more unconscious, I'm just going to keep thinking what I'm thinking over and over, perpetual transmutation. You're going to always do what you've always get, right? Or you go, you know what? I'm going to use this law to my advantage. I'm going to take this new image of what I do want, transmuting onto the subconscious mind over and over and over, the perpetual part. And if you really define what you want, this doesn't work. It's just there all the time. It's like, I want to go to Bora Bora. Like, it's not even like, oh, I got to think of Bora Bora. It's just like, you know what? I'm just dying to get away. Bora Bora. Oh my gosh, would that feel so good? It's just there, right? You want a thriving business. It's just like, it's just there all the time, right? But, or more money in the bank. You could apply it to anything. One piece I do want to add to it is, I'm not going to get into this, I've talked to it before, but law vibration, you definitely want to add the emotion to that image, right? You want to add the emotion to the image. So our job is to use this law to our advantage, to strengthen our desire, our image, our vision of what we really want, right? So yeah, please, I want to make sure we're really getting this. This is a huge potential shift in your life if you really learn this and put this into implementation. The thing is that what we want, what you want, your desire, your vision, it's already here. It's here in the universe. It's just, where is your focus? Whatever image you are holding onto is the image you are going to create, period. What did Einstein say? I've got it here somewhere. Imagination is life's preview to coming attractions. I love that. Like, this is not new stuff. This isn't stuff, and you guys know this too, right? This is not, we just like, oh, we just realized this the last couple of years, right? This has been around forever. And a lot of people use it, a lot of people don't, right? Imagination is life's preview to coming attractions. So to override your subconscious programming and consciously create what you want in your life, two things. One is, just recapping, is consciously choose what you really want. Like, what is it you want? And for most of us, I don't want to go down that rabbit hole, but a lot of we've been programmed not to desire or want things for ourselves, right? But if you're not living consciously, you're living by default, by our programming. Don't let that happen, right? So what is it you really want for yourself? And it doesn't have to be like, oh my gosh, my whole legacy. Like, what do I want? That's just freaking me out, Janine. Like, it could be just like, I just want to have more peace in my life. It can be whatever you want, but apply this law. So number one is consciously choose what you really want. And then second is create that practice where you use your visualization, use your higher faculties, your imagination, your visualization, right? And impress that new image on your subconscious mind, in your mind, so it becomes the new norm, becomes your new programming. Make it stronger than the subconscious program, right? I'm all about turning the volume up on what you do want and turning the volume down on what you don't want. So turn the volume up on your desire, your image, your vision, what you want, turn that up, and then turn the volume down on your subconscious programming. And that's what happens. You'll find it'll be a tipping. So write this down. I choose my new image over my programming. I choose my new image over my programming, and keep overriding it. Keep overriding it. And this really, again, it shouldn't feel like work, right? Like, oh, it should be like, it's just something you want, right? Like, if you get quiet and really tune in, it's like, there's things we really desire from within, not an egotistical place, but like from it within, right? So turn the volume up on what you really want, apply the law, and turn the volume down on your subconscious programming. So I hope you found this valuable, insightful. I hope this provided new insights that you can implement right away. And my ask is, anyone who is tuning in, whether it's live or replay, if you're gaining value, please continue to invite other women to the group. And I'm loving the fact that you guys are benefiting so much. So, and you can just go to the I think it's the top of the page, and there's an invite button, and pop them a message as well, because we don't invite, or we don't accept anyone who hasn't accepted the invitation. So thank you so much. Totally appreciate you guys. Thanks for sharing. For those that are already sharing, super grateful, and have an amazing day. Okay, love to you guys. Bye-bye.